but the thing is, the referee says that the track's rideable. Well, it is rideable, but it's not raceable. I was trying to race there.
The back in blue, Marcus Bisson. Oh, but down goes the man in white, and his partner's gone with him. Bisson going into the back of them. Now, the Middlesbrough team management have objected to the use of the harrow.
The tractor couldn't even get off the track. It was clogged up solid.
Yates now 32 years.
And I was on the outside, there was nothing I could do. It was so grippy I couldn't even lay it down. And
so the controversy builds here at Poole. Middlesbrough 12 down, complaining about the track. It has
and quite honestly, it's not safe to ride on, and I don't think it is.
We've already had a protest over the state of the track by the away side, Middlesbrough. As we enter Heat 8, the news is that both of their riders have just been excluded under the 2-minute time allowance. That's Beast unable to split the two Tigers, but now Dixon dives for the inside. For the inside now, trying to get past, but down goes Dixon entering.
I'm alright, the bike's no good, like
Well, the riders are coming up now for the opening heat in yellow and black. We have the new junior champion of Great Britain in view, won the title at Stoke with a 15-point maximum before embarking on a tour that has seen Middlesbrough race at Birmingham and Exeter in the last 2 nights before coming down here to Poole. So it's been a long week for Gary Havelock in particular and the Middlesbrough team in general. In red, Martin Yates. Martin, in fact, on the current averages, when they come into effect, will lose his heat leader status here at Poole, a little down on last year's figures, currently averaging around 8 per match. His partner in blue, Marcus Bisson, with the fascinating leg trailing style. Young Marcus can be very, very exciting around this superbly prepared Poole track. Plenty of dirt on the track here at Poole. We're looking forward to a good match that resulted in 40-38 last year. In white for the Tigers there, Martin Dixon beaten into the turn, no Havelock is in second, and indeed Yates managing to make the start. Second in yellow and black is Havelock. Third in white we have Martin Dixon. At the back in blue, Marcus Bisson. Oh, but down goes the man in white, and his partner's gone with him. Bisson going into the back of them. Well, problems there. Havelock went down, he's clutching his leg there. Dixon and Havelock getting into all kinds of problems there on the 4th turn of the opening lap. Bisson a good way behind, he couldn't get the bike down in time, slid straight into the back of them. And anxious moments there, the Red Cross down to attend to Gary Havelock. A spectacular fall there on the 4th bend. Middlesbrough set for a 3-3, and then it all was blown there on that 4th bend. So concerned now obviously about the junior champion. And the bike disappeared over the top of the fence there, but there's a dog track between the fence and the supporters, so that is safely away on the Greyhound circuit at the moment. But obviously we await news on the condition of Gary Havelock. 3 riders only in the rerun. Gary Havelock excluded as the primary course of the stoppage. So Martin Dixon in white's on his own this time, and Yates again makes the start. This time the Beeson's up there as well, challenging Dixon on the outside line in blue. Poole with a 4-2 here in the opening race. Dixon splitting the 2 Wildcats. Dixon having problems with that bend, going a little wide there. Bisson can't capitalise. Yates, though, well in command, a man who was connected with the old Poole Pirates promotion for a decade, not always full-time, on loan to several tracks such as the old Stoke setup, as it was named Chesterton back in '73, also Eastbourne, and of course Weymouth, who moved into Poole when the Pirates promotion went under. Dixon in second place, third in blue Marcus Bisson. Yates now 32 years of age, approaching veteran status, but still very much a man to watch, and still certainly can hold on to that #1 race jacket here at Poole. Just kicks the bike round the turn there. Scored 54 points rather in 3 bonus so far, taking it easy around that bend. Poole having ridden so far 6 league matches, and Yates wins heat 1 by 30 yards. Second in white, Martin Dixon. Third in blue, Marcus Bisson. So the Poole Wildcats take a heat advantage out of heat 1. It's 4 to Poole and 2 to Middlesbrough after the opening race.
Martin, that was a very spectacular and nasty looking accident to start the meeting off. What actually happened?
Well, Gary went in and it's very hard to turn, and he couldn't slide, and then all of a sudden he locked up, and I was on the outside. There was nothing I could do. It was so grippy I couldn't even lay it down, and I tried to go around him and I ran over his bike, but no,
you lost your bike over the safety fence. Are you hurt, or how is the bike?
Well, really, I'm all right. The bike's no good. Like I'm have to warm my other bike up, but you know, I'm just glad that I hit the fence awkwardly. I think it's a good that the fence. I think the fence broke or come apart when I hit it. Otherwise, you know,
And how is Gary? He's hurt his leg, I gather.
he's all right now. He's just he knocked it hard, like, but I think he's all right now.
Generally, you're okay.
I'm all right, yeah.
That's good.
Just more cost for the bike, that's all.
Yeah. But you've brought another bike with you.
I've got another bike, yeah. I'm warming it up now.
Fine. Thanks very much.
Okay, right.
Well, there is the Poole tractor supplied by Caffins, Fiat Agri, but the main reason we're shooting it at the moment is that the harrow on the back was being used to grade the track. Now, the Middlesbrough team management have objected to the use of the harrow, as you can see it on the back of the tractor. And the Middlesbrough management not too happy about the use of that on the circuit. It is raking up the dirt quite extensively. There have been some difficult weather conditions, heavy rain this morning. There's a lot of water in the shale, and Middlesbrough don't seem to be too happy about things at the moment. The referee is down on the track at the present time, talking to the Middlesbrough team manager and promoter.
Well, you're 12 points down after heat 4, and you've been making some very strong points to the referee, apparently about the condition of the track. What objections have you been making, and what is the result of them?
Well, I haven't actually made an objection. I just simply asked him to come down and look at the underfoot conditions. They've been going around with his tractor and the arrow, which I can understand. They're trying to get air into the track to dry it out, but the tractor couldn't even get off the track. It was clogged up solid. The riders at the back just cannot see a thing. They're having to even take the goggles off, and to me that is not safe racing. And quite honestly, we've had a wallop in the first heat, and if there's another one, I will be asking him down again.
But at the moment you've got a race on.
We've got a race on because he's decided it's reasonably fit, but I mean he's got all his shoes clogged up the same as I have, and you can imagine what tyres are doing to that. They're picking it up, it's clogging everything up, and quite honestly it's not safe to ride on, and I don't think it is.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Dorset and this National League Speedway match between Poole and Middlesbrough. 16 points separating the two sides. We've already had a protest over the state of the track by the away side, Middlesbrough. And as we enter Heat 8, the news is that both of their riders have just been excluded under the 2-minute time allowance. That's Gary Havelock and Roland Tebbs. Well, already with a white helmet colour on is Martin Dixon, so we presume that Martin will come in as a tactical substitute replacing one of the riders. I am a little worried at the moment that we might not be seeing Middlesbrough racing, because it has all the hallmarks of protest over the track, and then two riders excluded under the 2-minute time allowance. But thankfully, yes, we have Martin Dixon coming out here in Heat 8. Unfortunately, every now and then, sometimes you do get walkouts in Speedway, and when you get two riders excluded under 2 minutes, it does make you wonder. On this case, I think though it is actually tactics to give their double tactical substitutes the chance for an extra breather. With Havelock and Tebbs both excluded, it means that they can be replaced by tactical substitutes. Middlesbrough more than 6 points down. The man in white is one of them, Martin Dixon, who's scored 3 points so far. He replaces Gary Havelock, who's yet to score. And in yellow and black there, that looks like Mark Courtney, indeed it is. So we have a double tactical substitution here in Heat 8 for Middlesbrough, trying to pull back that 16-point deficit. Heat 8, the favourite time when you get the home side without any heat leaders. Heat 8, you have 2 and 7 from both sides paired. That's a couple of second strings and a couple of reserves. A favourite time to bring out the top riders for a tactical substitute ride, and that indeed is what Middlesbrough are doing here in the 8th race. So our full lineup for Heat 8, riding in red Marcus Bisson, in blue Will James, in white Martin Dixon, and in yellow and black Mark Courtney. So it'll be interesting to see whether Dixon and Courtney can get the 5-1 here, because Marcus Bisson has been in very good form. He's had a win, a second and a third, 6 paid 7 so far, 1 bonus point added to his 6 basic points. He rides in red. His partner in blue is Will James, failed to score in Heat 2. There we see Bisson, he's taking his favoured outside gate position. But a tough test though here against Dixon and Courtney. Dixon with the second and the third so far, Courtney with a last and a second. We've only had one heat winner so far for the visitors. That was Tony Ford in Heat 2. We could well see one here in Heat 8 though, but I'm sure Beeson will be out to stop them. Across the gate from the inside in yellow and black we have Mark Courtney. Gate 2 in blue we have Will James. In white Martin Dixon. In red Marcus Bisson. Well, Courtney's made the start. Dixon though is third as Bisson takes the outside line. Bisson able to split the two Tigers, but now Dixon dives for the inside. That's where he went down earlier when Havelock hit problems, but he's got the second. Bisson looking for the inside now, trying to get past, but down goes Dixon, entering the bend, the first bend for the second time. And Middlesbrough's chance of a 5-1 going there as Dixon bit the shale. Well, Courtney is 40 yards ahead of Marcus Bisson, but it's only going to be a drawn race. I don't know what Dixon will feel about that. He's even fallen over on the centre green, I can tell you, as he walks away. Well, it's looking a desperate time for Middlesbrough. Their chance to pull back 4 of those 16 points disappearing in Heat 8. Courtney is well clear, coming to grips with the track now to give Middlesbrough their second Heat winner of the night. He's at the length of a straight ahead of Marcus Bisson. And Courtney seems to be settling down now. Dixon's walking across the track, would you believe, while the race is still running to go into the pits. It's a win in yellow and black for Mark Courtney. Second in red, Marcus Bisson. Third in blue, Will James. And Martin Dixon a faller. So it looks as if I think we could get another protest in from Middlesbrough there after that fall for Dixon. They're certainly letting things get on top of them now. It's 32 points to Poole, 16 to Middlesbrough. And it really is beginning to look like a comfortable home win.
For Steve Schofield, there's been quite a lot of criticism of the track and the conditions tonight from the visitors, Middlesbrough, but it doesn't seem to have bothered you. 4 races, 4 wins. What's your view of the track?
It's a little bit difficult, but I think you've just got to get out there and you've got to ride your best and just ride within your capabilities. Don't do anything silly. I mean, obviously the track is a bit rough because there has been a lot of overnight rain, but you've just got to ride to your best abilities. Don't do anything silly.
What about the rest of your teammates? Because they've been racing, and in fact Will James rode very well to come from the back in that race that we've just seen. Are they quite happy?
Yeah, that's right. He's getting it together good now. I think he's going to be a really good star. But you know, he found a way from the back, so it can't be as bad as it looks.
Well, thanks very much indeed. 1 ride to go. You're going to look for that maximum, presumably.
I hope so. I'll try.
Thanks very much. Neil Street, you kept very cool and calm while all this drama has been unfolding around us, and you must be very pleased with your boys' performances tonight.
Yes, well, naturally I'm very pleased with them, and they all rode like they should ride. They're all Speedway riders, and they're professional Speedway riders at that, and they're certainly capable of handling almost any conditions, and it's a shame to think that some of the other riders don't think quite like that, but the Poole riders, they really stood their ground, and they rode as they should have ridden, and with a great deal of credit to them.
We have Tim Swales of Middlesbrough and Pete Ansell of the victorious Poole team here tonight. It's been a very controversial meeting, hasn't it, Tim? Can't have been a very happy evening from your point of view, and I gather on top of Martin Dixon's troubles, the referees attempted to fine him for not completing the meeting. What's happened about that?
Yeah, the referees stated that Martin Dixon had refused to ride because a centre green roving Mikeman had reported that he'd pulled out the meeting. It wasn't a fact at all. It was he crashed in the first race, which wasn't a fault of his own, wrote one bike off. We're having a 5-1 in another race, and he fell off and broke the forks on that bike. He's certainly not prepared to ride anyone else's and break theirs, which is an expense he can't even afford to do now. So, you know, to put the records right, you know, he had no equipment left, full stop.
But he hasn't been fined, has he?
No, the referee's taking that, you know, our word for it. He can come and have a look anyway, you know. But it's a pity the roving Mike hadn't asked him since, rather than just spilling out what he thought was going on.
And what about the general picture of the night overall? It hasn't been a very happy time or a happy couple of days for you, has it?
No, you know, the Heat 1 crash, as I say, Martin Dixon's bike cleared the fence. Young Havelock, who thought he'd cracked his kneecap. I come back to the pits and there's 5 bikes with all back wheels out, changing gear in, frightened to death of going out themselves, and it was a bad set-off.
How is Gary, by the way?
Well, he's stiffening up now. He took his next ride. He had to have compulsory too. He was buzzing into hard his second, but had it to see how he went. But knee's stiffened up now, and hopefully it'll be all right for Thursday.
The rain we've had in the last couple of days hasn't helped. But with the sunshine this afternoon, we thought the meeting would go ahead, and we thought everything would be okay.
You had a good carpet of dirt down on this track, don't you? That's unusual these days, isn't it?
We like to put plenty of dirt down. Probably Tim will probably agree with me that you get best racing, but when you get a bit of rain, it does affect the track conditions as such.